Part 2 of Jeff Metcalf. Let's go.
Beat money.
Another Kazon's Truth production. Part 2 of Jet or Jeff Metcalf.
Beat money.
This is Kazon's Truth, an extension of the K Factor. Just the same, any questions or concerns, you can reach me at Kazon. That's Kazon at gmail.com. KAAZON at gmail.com. If you want to support this channel, there's 2 ways, 3 ways. 1, hit the like button. 2, subscribe. 3, Cash App. Kazon Senior. That's KAAZON, capital S, little R, followed by the $. And a bonus, Zelle through Kazon at gmail.com. Those are the ways you can support this channel. All of the above, or pick one.
Beat money. Beat money.
It's a beautiful day here on the Gulf Coast, Pensacola, Florida, where I reside. We have our disclaimer under the fair use of Section 107. I'm basically explaining that this content is used for commentary, criticism, education, research, commentary. All rights of it does belong to the prospective owner. Anything outside of that would be infringing, and that's not what we do. I repeat, that's not what we do. Let's get into it.
Has really deeply affected the way I feel about society, the moral decay,
Beat money.
the subcultures that create environments that are not good for our children, the things we promote, the music we listen to, the games we let them play.
Money.
Are we really being the best parents we can be? What is it? What is being a parent? What, you're a financial provider? I pay the bills, I give them a roof, I have to give them food? No, bro. Anybody can do that. Anybody can be a dad. You want to be a father? That's a person who shows up. That's a person who's present. That's a person who participates. You show love. You still show discipline, but you show respect. You teach them humility. You teach them about God. I believe in my heart, everything starts at home with with your parents and how you're raised. Those people are responsible for instilling values, morals, direction, guidance to give you a step up. Because I told my boys,
I want to hold him to that now. I want to hold that to him.
to be better than I ever was. Because I will tell you this, I am the only man on the planet that hopes you are going to be better than me. Everybody out in this world, it's a rough world. It's tough. It's a rat race. It's a cutthroat. It's try to get ahead, try to stay up with the Joneses. But you got to make sure you stay true to your beliefs. I always told them this also. You are free to make any choice you want in life, but you are not free from the consequences. Unfortunately,
You know, I'm going to say that's dead up. That's spot on. I notice in following this event situation, I think to call it a story would kind of belittle it. There was a loss of life. The more people I listen to, and there are people that suggest looking at it from the roles being swapped around, everybody tends to keep stepping over the fact Austin was in his box. Karmelo in his box. If they think that Kazon's truth is going to bend brain muscle, acting as if I can't see or understand him for either reason, ducking up under their tent as alleged to have been called over by Eddie, or it could have busted out raining first. And Eddie yelled out to him, yo, homie, come over here, man. We're talking about a public event. These aren't no private schools. These are public schools. And although I understand this has been the number one ultimate question, when that should be tier 4 or 5, the number one thing, and I do mean there's a lot of people skipping over this part, as Karmelo was inside of his private box, himself, his being, everybody wants to go to C, D, E, F and skip over A and B. Whether he was right or wrong, and listening to Jeff Metcalf, Austin's father, the first question should have been, what gave him the right, the audacity to unlock the Austin box, come out of his box, go down to Karmelo's box, unlock turn knob, and step in to his box to get some straightening on why he being Karmelo, is under their tent. I'll tell you something else too. I'm not buying this. It sounds good with a little rehearsing and hocus pocus going on behind the scene. They need to show me 15 people telling Karmelo, get out from up under the tent. Get out from up under the tent. I'm not buying that. Either they was worried about the weather or they was worried about a single individual up under the tent. We ain't got to the knife yet. We haven't gotten to this question yet. Austin is in his box. Karmelo is in his box. Why did Austin leave out of his box to come into Karmelo's box to get some straightening? And Jeff Metcalf is correct. Children mimic their parents in one capacity or the other.
This just played out in real life. Because I told them, please don't make a choice that will affect your life forever. Be a DUI, maybe an unexpected pregnancy, maybe you kill someone. I don't know, but none of them.
Either one of them can mess up the money, as we learned from part 1. Your main, Jeff, I'm not mad at you. I'm not even saying there's nothing wrong with it. It looked like you're going to make out okay. Because if there's nothing else that I've come to the conclusion with on your end, was his monetary value. Dollar per heartbeat. Do with that as you will.
Are going to end up in a good position. Impulse control is one of the things that today's youth has a problem with because the parents do not give them enough instruction, guidance, or whatever reason. Maybe they're not around. Maybe they don't have a father in the house. I don't.
Jeff, hey, Jeff, you're talking to a man that's married, same woman, 26 years. I have children from previous relationships, which gives me a grand total of 6.5. I'll let you do the math on that. Okay. You, sir, live elsewhere. The boys stay with their mom. So in retrospect, you live a single dad life. You have children, they stay over there with their mom, you chill where you're at.
I don't know. But people said, oh, your kids are bullies. You come,
We heard that. I'm not saying it's true, but we did hear that. That should be put on the table. If so, no differently than if Karmelo was running around here gang banging, except he's the captain of the football team. Voted on. Not appointed, voted. Voted captain from peers and staff. I heard your son, good football player, well respected. Okay, we even there. Stop that, what you trying to do. And then I heard, not that I know, but we did hear they were bullied. One more or less than the other.
Divorced. It's a split parent home. I got news for you.
Well, wait a minute. Before you go in, either you're at home or not. Then we can get into the co-parenting lecture. But first thing first, to Kazon's truth, we're not allowing people to be skipping all over all these talking monkey chump. Folks running around here skipping all over parts. No, sir, Bob. You're either home or you're not. Then you can go into, once we establish whether you're in the house or not, divorcee or not, separated or not, then we could go into your co-parenting, putting your foot down, so on and so forth.
For you. We live 12 minutes apart. I saw my kids. I hunted with my kids. I fished with my kids.
Okay, so the answer is no. You do not stay in the house with the kids. All right. Now, wait a minute. Make a note of that. We're gonna see if that needs to be tested or measured later on, depending on what you say. Let's just make a note of that. You are not in the house. You live approximately, what did you say, 12 minutes away? Okay. Not in the house. You live 12 minutes away. Therefore, you're co-parenting. You are not at the house. The house is not a home. That's your ex-wife, baby mama. Or I should say ex-wife / baby mama. And you ex-husband / baby daddy. Okay, I can relate to that.
My kids. I never once abandoned them.
Nobody said you did. As you were looking for the words then, it should just flow. No thinking, just flow.
Nothing. We co-parented the whole time. Megan is an excellent mother. She took care of those boys. I showed them the man side of life. She showed them the other side.
And you're saying that you leaving mom, you leaving Megan, you dipping on Megan, and Megan at the house with the boys by her lonesome. And then yet you're teaching them. Well, Jeff, I don't know if any of them other buck-toothed Negroes had enough nerve. Well, you know what? I'm not even going to ask you right now. Go ahead. Give me a little bit more.
We worked congruently together. Our boys were very well-rounded, very diversified. We don't see color. We're not racist. We have friends of all diversities, nationality, ethnicities. It doesn't matter. I'm like God. God doesn't see color. Justice doesn't see color. Hate doesn't see color. Love doesn't see color. If you put on those glasses and you see color as an individual,
Jeff, I want to, I think it'd be proper for me to ask, who put the color scheme in the psychology of the mind in the first place? Not at one time, nowhere in history, and that is my major, I ever read anything about a Negro jumping up saying, yeah, let's go make a black water sink or fountain, white fountain. Yeah. That's a good idea. Let's do that. I could go in a little bit harder on that, but Jeff, this is your time. Go ahead.
You need to look in the mirror. You need to reevaluate who you are. Do you?
Oh, yes, sir. I know who I am. I know my mother's side of the family. I know my father's side of the family. And that is important. We should know what we stem from. Okay?
Contribute to society, or are you a detriment? I'm surprised, honestly, by human race and mankind of the despicable, vile display of the most uncompassionate, unempathetic, uncaring, soulless individuals who choose to monetize the death of a dead child or speak very derogatory of him or make memes and talk all over the internet about my son.
Sir, do you know what they said about Trayvon, Amir Rice? Do you know the talking around, the Ahmaud Arbery, Sandra Bland? Alto Sterling? Do you remember the film, the video of the little girl after Philando was shot and killed? After doing his part, he let the officer know he was carrying. He had a carry permit, was asked to get it. The boy didn't make no sudden move. He simply went to get it. Police officer unloading him. Get mom, daughter out the car. Handcuff mom. Put mom in the back of the cruiser. And that baby is wiping her mom's eyes. Telling her mom to please stop crying because she don't want them to shoot her. Her being her mom now. It's the little girl talking. Ma, stop crying. I don't want them to shoot you because you crying. I wish some of these talking people that do have the monies and the support will check on that child. But we're not here for that. It's when it happens to them. Cyrus was executed on the street 130 yards from a store that he was alleged to come to find out he never did take. Never banished the weapon, never pointed it at nobody. He ran. And they still wouldn't have knew no weapon was on him had he would not have failed. Not at one time did it hit that 14-year-old's mind. Wait a minute. What the hell am I running for and I got a loaded gun on me? Hold on. Let me get these people up off my ass. But he could never imagine pointing a loaded gun at an Asian. In other words, a white, not in skin color, but status. That's something else, y'all grown folks. Y'all a bunch of third graders, all of y'all. The Europeans, Negroes. Y'all running around here talking about people of colors, black people, white people. Black and white is an adjective. It modifies and/or describes a noun, period. Third grade grammar.
While I'm under a gag order and can't respond. It's like
You went to the press conference. You went to the press conference. Almost as if Karmelo's family and them were public figures or something. Voted officials. You should have been with your family. Let them do what they need to do. You go be with your family.
like being tied to a chair and someone is slapping your face back and forth. And you can do nothing about it but take it. Well, that day is ended. The muzzle's off. And all you people, I'm telling you up front right now, this is a warning. Karma's a bitch. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. I don't have to come after you. It's going to take care of itself. People are going to see you for who you really are now. And if we want to talk individuals, we can, because I couldn't speak about this in court. But I can speak freely now because the gag order is lifted. Tiffany Billions, Wackadoo, McAdoo, whatever her last name is, I'm not going to throw insults at you because I'm not going to lower myself to your level. But you're despicable. Drew Anthony, Kayla, you're cowards. You wouldn't even show up for your son's sentencing or victim statement impacts. You abandoned your kid. You left him there. I guess he's no more use to you because you can't get any more GoFundMe money or Go Send Go money. You are grifters. You should be ashamed of yourself. You raised that child. And I swear to God, CPS should come check on those other 3 that you still have.
What are you implying? Are you forgetting, once again, your son was in his box. Your son came out of his box and entered into another person's box. That was one. While inside of that box, if it was the other way around, and Karmelo y'all would have called that assault, battery, assault in battery. Karmelo's family is intact, is yours. That's the question. Is yours, sir?
You never once admitted or took accountability. You tried to play victim.
Y'all sitting up here, man, yeah, some of you people are just unaware don't know how it works or something. The boy was told not to speak. His attorney didn't put him on the stand. I think well, I'll say that for later.
The real victim is the one who died, not the one who shoved a knife in his chest.
That was the response. Y'all didn't have this energy up for the boy that put that blade on that kid in that bathroom. School ground, knife, put on boy. Premeditated. He told people on the text message what he was going to do the day before and did it. Karmelo was in his own box. Y'all good Christians, but he couldn't come up under the tent to get out the rain. Good Christians, he couldn't have brotherhood or fellowship with a fellow person that he knew. And then, Eddie, your testimony was bullshit, son. You're a kid. I give you that. But it don't change the fact that was bullshit.
I come to pray with you and show the world we can close the gap of this unbelievable racial divide. And what you do?
But you said it didn't have anything to do with race. One kid stabbed another. Just like the mother two. I think the one that put the blade on the boy in the bathroom every which way but the right way, he got a 10-year sentence with a 2-year mandatory. 10 years was the sentence. He had to do 2 years. He's already home. He's already back home. The other boy that stabbed somebody on the school campus, 10 years suspended, probation. Karmelo, who was in his box, who had an individual or individuals, which that's a whole nother story there. That's a whole nother situation. And I believe the way them things work, it's a good possibility that evidence is destroyed of this other alleged video that's been around. I'm willing to bet it's not around now. But anyway.
Dude, you widen the gap even further. You hire a convicted, baby-shaking felon who's only in it for the money, who gives you bad advice, kicks me out of a press conference.
Now, Jeff, I might tend to slide with you now. See, Kazon's truth over here, when we hear truth, we get boy, it move on us. You understand? Make us, when we hear truth. But I don't think they got up and said, hey, let's look for us an alleged baby shaking felon to come represent us in what? I'm going to go kind of what Charleston said. See, I was wrong about something. I didn't say it on video. I'm glad I didn't neither. I'm glad I did not. Oh, I'm glad I did not. But I kept thinking that Karmelo's dad was an attorney himself, just not a criminal attorney. That's what I thought in the very beginning. When it came out, or I put 1 and 2 together to come to realize he was just a car salesman. And after listening to him talk, and me being ADOS, and them being ADOS, the brother ain't that For all I know, that activist could have just pushed himself upon the situation. I can imagine his mom and dad and them were trying to put one and two together, trying to get to the bottom of it, as y'all were. And that press conference wasn't the place for you to be trying to say, do anything. It's a time and place for everything. That wasn't the time, and it most certainly wasn't the place.
Oh, funny. I was somewhere I wasn't supposed to be, but I left when asked. I didn't stab anyone.
Yeah, your hand was in a goddamn on cast, if I remember correctly. Wasn't your hand in a sling? All them people, all them friendly cops that were around you. Hey, you knew what you were doing. It didn't work. It threw your ass up out of there, rightfully so. Go be with your family.
And then you proceeded to gaslight me with your convicted felon, quote, advocate? Minister? Minister of what? Minister irrelevant? Minister of bullshit? How about Minister fuck you? Y'all think I'm a saint? I'm no saint. I'm as human as you. I have emotions. Just because I'm a Christian doesn't mean I don't sin, because I don't walk on water and I don't turn into wine.
Yeah, see, that's that, boy, that's one of them things I just do not, never have. I just cannot get with them Christians on. They want to say and do whatever. Then come back, say that they're a Christian, ask for love and forgiveness, and actually go lay their tired ass down and go to sleep. And sleep. And get up and start the bullshit all over again. I can't. I just can't.
And anybody else can, step up. Don't become kicking rocks in my backyard. Look in your own. The display of adults on the internet. If your children saw how you acted, would you be proud? Or is that what you teach them? Do you teach them?
Watch it now. Because remember, as you're pointing one finger out at them, you have three more pointing back at you. Huh? I said that too fast. I said, be careful. As you're pointing one finger at them, you have three fingers pointing back at you. That's what I said.
That racism is okay? Do you teach them? Do you inbred? Do you program your kids to hate? To kill? From day one, I said this was never about race. Please don't make it about race.
So when, sir, did Karmelo's mom and dad them jump up and say anything about race? Hell, that gag order was on them so quick and fast. And I knew it when that activist dude, you know, the alleged baby shaking one, I came up on some information with him. That had me scratching my head. I'm with you on that, Jeff. Hey, Jeff, Kazon's truth is with you on that. Two, I don't know. I just peeped his persona, and I don't know. I don't know.
And don't politicize it. And what did you do? You chose both. The race card, black fatigue, it's real. I'm sorry. You have embarrassed your own culture and race.
Well, one, oh my goodness gracious, boy, these uneducated. you know you got to be talking about something else, right? Now, I need to go up there, where the scholars, the big dogs are at, who are wise enough and truthful enough to simply tell you there isn't but one race, and it's the human race, right? So what you're talking about is something else. Culture, I heard you mention. There is no i.e. black culture, i.e. white culture. Because black, white, brown people, people of color, what the is wrong with all of y'all? No such people exist. Rick Chow was Chinese. No, let me start at the top. He was Asian. We're at in Asia, Kazan's truth. China. Where about in China? Hong Kong. That's where Rick Chow was from. You know, the one that, shot Cyrus in the back. And you talking about bullshit. 5 Negroes. 5 Negroes on that jury panel participated in not guilty. Represented by an ADOS, aka what y'all like to do, black man, if you will. Karmelo, that poor kid. And I have a right to look at it from that angle. Yes, hell, I do. That boy was in his box. Your son left out his box to go into Karmelo's box to get some tent jurisdiction straightening. Put his hands after being warned. Don't do that. There's no sense in that. It's raining. It's right out here storming. Bro, I know Eddie. I ain't on nothing. We just kicking it. If it would have been turned the other way around, not only would Austin have been welcome under the Negro tent, he'd have been given a towel, something to put over his head. That's how my people is. Another Negro would have been more threatening under the tent than your son Austin or Hunter had this would have been turned around. I could have seen them kicking the slow, goofy Negro out from up under the tent. You want me to go in a little deeper to make room for Austin and / or his brother, Hunter. Yeah, that's what they would have did. It surely wouldn't have been no brother at a track meet. We ain't over in no hood enough. We had a track meet. No brother go come down and confront a European about why he is where he is. Are you out your everlasting mind?
Don't get me wrong. We got a lot of people that embarrass the shit out of me too. But you guys, you got a patent
Elaborate on that.
on that shit.
We got a patent on it. Let me get this right. I want to make sure. Maybe I'm confused. No, bump that. I'm not gonna do no history. I'm wow. We was under the banner of slavery. We were sold out by Redford B. Haynes to have the Union troops move from out of the South, therefore giving the Klansmen them full heads up. We could never protect ourselves against you. You could do whatever you wanted to do to us, and there was almost little or no trouble. Most of the time, hell, it was being led by your top sheriff, police captains, deputies, elected officials. Come on. We couldn't do nothing but take it. Who done burnt down the most? Y'all done burnt down most of our stuff, or we done burnt down most of your stuff? How come every time when we did start to get a community to thrive and not bothering nobody, Europeans felt some type of way? So they bombed it, burnt it, plunged it, stole, and most importantly, killed. Huh? A murder was built. I mean, I say, American was built off of murder. The fuck y'all talking about?
And the only people that's going to change it are you. Don't blame the white person because we can't change it. But you're going to blame the white person for every fucking thing else. We're the bad ones. We're the one that held you down. Guess what? You can do everything in America that I can do. Tell me one thing you can't do that I can't do.
Be president of the United States. I've already given a lesson. United States and America are two different things. That's why it's called United States of America, as a sleeve is part of a shirt. There would never be an American descendant of slavery. Under the current government we're under now, ever. There would never, ever be an Adolf, an American who falls up under the descendants of slavery. Obama's not that. Obama was a European, i.e., under the white status. Remember, in America, you are, or let me change that. Under the United States, you are whatever your mother is. If your mother was in bondage, the children would be in bondage. If the mother was a free person, the children would be a free person.
We all have equal rights. What's it say? All men are created equal.
Yeah, but that's only if you're looking at the next man as an equal, not lesser than, belittled, renamed, taken from out of a human status and put under another status, unhuman-like. If y'all really, really knew and understood this, you would realize it's illegal for you to claim to be something that you're not. They don't press it because if they did, it's going to open up some other doors and then y'all will start asking some other questions. Some questions I've been asking almost 20, 30 years myself. I mean, but you know, I'm one per, you know, saying, you know how our people is now. They will give that clout to anybody but to those of us, the ones that actually know the history and speak the truth. Not trying to get a job, not trying to get a position. Hey, my name is Kazon. My email is kazon@gmail.com. My Cash App is Kazon Senior. That's Kaazon, capital S, little R, followed by the $. You can Zelle through email, kazon@gmail.com, and be able to get in on this. There should have been a door open for me to go talk to the baby. I'd have been had some of this stuff set aside 20, 30 years ago. And I still maintain, privately, if you're 48 to 60 and you're ADOS, we owe them kids an apology. We do. I understand you kicking and fighting and that ain't that real. See, that's that real. You know what I'm saying? I'm a real ninja. I'm a real nookum. I'm on that real shit. Yeah. Yeah, all right.
The First Amendment protects free speech. I'm for it. Free speech doesn't guarantee you safety. Perfect example.
Who you telling? I could give a couple examples myself. Just a simple fact that I'm telling these people they're not black and they're not white. No such thing exists. Hundreds of thousands of them are going to kick back on that. The Europeans not. They know. You could push them just right over the edge. What you mean? They can start out, I'm white. Come on, man. What are you? Then he's going to go into it. Well, my grandmother's French. My father was Scottish. My grandfather was Irish, and my great grandmother, she was Spanish, from Spain. I mean, they'll go into it. Negro, he gonna double down. Yes, I'm black. James Brown said, we black and we proud. Okay. When they pull them Christian black codes out on that ass, AKA black codes, don't come calling me. No, don't call Kazon's truth. You just stand there and be black. Fuck out of here. Ain't no damn color.
Charlie Kirk, a man who I admired, looked up to. You know why? Because he could fight with words and logic. He didn't need fists, guns, or knives. No. He sat down and talked with you. How do you solve any situation when there's a problem? Communication. Charlie was an expert. That's one person I admit I would not want to debate. He was a walking chat GPT. But he held strong on his faith. He never wavered. His convictions were solid. He was a good man. Taken too soon also. Some people called him racist. Some people call me racist. Does it make me racist?
I'm a Peter Knight. I'm a fisherman for men. That's woman too now. Huh? Uh-huh. Yeah.
No. My grandfather once told me, what other people think of you, son, is none of your business. I didn't quite understand it then. But I understand it now.
Mm-hmm.
The only person that judges me is God. And God sees all.
What the hell? What?
Continue.
We're good? Where
Yeah.
we leave off?
Okay, I was finna say, hey.
Okay.
Hey, hold on. Hey, fam. You heard them. You heard them. That was not the K. No, sir, that was not Kazon's truth. That's on them. Okay, now let's go.
So, back to the parenting situation. When I was a kid, my generation was the best generation to ever grow up. We were the last generation that didn't have social media. We didn't have cell phones. And we didn't have internet. We actually had to talk to people, conversate. We actually wanted to go outside, not stay inside and play games. Our internet, that was this thing called a Britica encyclopedia set that you did your homework out of.
My aunt gave me hers. Britannican. That what you were trying to say? I know what you're talking about.
Or you could go down to the library and
You ought to see my library now, then and now. Avid book reader. Nephew of Dr. James Oliver Horton. You talking about a brother here don't have no excuse. I don't have none. There are some people out there that can have some fair excuses. Me, no sir. I know who I stem from. I know me. I know my people. I don't know.
use the Dewey Decimal System to look up a book. None of you kids know that. You kids can't even read cursive nowadays, so they don't teach it. They took God out of school. Look what happened.
Yeah, because they couldn't never get it right. Jesus, the R to the La, I am that I am, Elohim, Jehovah. It's so many gods in that manual called the Bible. How could one keep up? No man have seen God. I have seen God. What? People hanging out in the belly of whales for a couple of days. Talking mule, goats, donkeys, or whatever.
Do you think it's a coincidence that society started to decay even faster when we start removing things that are actually good foundations?
Until truth come in. See, when truth enters the door, shit gets shaky. It gets shaky.
God, family, friends, job. That's my pecking order. May not be for everybody's, but it's mine, and I own it. Now, some people will ask you, do you know Jeff Metcalf? Yeah. What do you think about him? He's an asshole. Or he's the greatest guy. He'll give you the shirt off his back. So they both can be right. Because I give what you get. Or what you give, or to me, I'll give you back. So am I racist? Yeah. I'm racist against assholes. I don't like them. I could care less about the color of your skin. We all bleed the same color. The mental capacity of others sometimes astonishes me. At someone at a certain age, let's just say 40, 50, I would assume, and this is my fault for making assumptions, that you would have common sense, that you be intelligent. You could make a difference between right and wrong. Nah, ain't got nothing to do with age, ain't got nothing to do with color. It's up to you, who you want to be. You chart your course. Guess what? It's not going to go the way you think. Promise. If there's a person who exists on this entire planet who's never had a problem, one, in their life, please step up. I want to meet you because I want to know how you did that. It's not possible. Life is not easy. God doesn't say that. God says there's going to be trials and tribulations. God says there's going to be people out there who will deceive you. People out there, I mean, if we want to go back Old Testament, eye for an eye, Sodom and Gomorrah, turn to stone, man lays with a man, you die. I mean, this is all your personal choices. It's none of my business. I stay in my lane. Just don't come in my lane with your bullshit. I respect everyone until they disrespect me. I've been disrespected by so many people, so many times while I've had to sit here and take it. I'm going to tell you right now, Charleston White, you think you're funny? We'll see who's laughing. Drew Anthony, you're a pussy and a coward, and you raised one.
Wait a minute. 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 Wait a minute now. See? Now, if you get your teeth brushed, get a scalp back remover, take a snatch back relaxer. Remember when you said that mouth don't guarantee you safety? Now, you showing up and showing out. You showing up and showing out, sir. Sorry about that. I need to get something done real quick. Uh-huh. Yeah, let me get that over to the side now. You calling Karmelo? See? See now, you know, you open yourself up for a little. All right.
Kayla, you drunk bitch. What'd you do to that boy to make him stab somebody? My God, what kind of mother are you?
Really? Hey. 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 Watch out now. Carmelo's a pussy. His dad is a weak, and his mom is a drunk B. All right.
Hey, Kevin Hayes, you fucking liar. Day after it happened, how many lies did you sit and type up on your keyboard, you big keyboard warrior? You a big tough man. You still live in Baton Rouge? Remember you said you'd come to Frisco, buddy? You're supposed to find me. I told you we could sit down and talk. That's all you do. Talk, Mr. Squeaky Clean. He's the only one in your family without a damn record. I guess that's something to brag about in your culture.
There you go with that culture. American has a culture. It ain't that my people have no culture or a certain culture. Y'all just throwing that culture word around trying to make it stick where it fit, but it don't happen like that. Don't work like that. You know what I mean?
You people hang your hat on the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
Who is you people? Has your God left? Your God done left the room. That's you looking now. He don't. Your God. Hey, son. Hey, son. Your God has walked out that door.
Let me make one up. Y'all can let me make something racist up so y'all can go viral. I got a new name for Melo, okay?
Okay, come
Because
on.
he was such this little boy y'all were trying to portray. How about watermelon felon? How's that one strike you?
Now, if somebody would have referenced Austin and rhymed it with the word coffin, would you still feel the same way? Would you take that shit back? Would you take that back? If one of them young men out there was to get a hold Take your son's name with a gifted self and put it into what we might call, or y'all might consider, ghetto poetry, and reference Austin to Coffin and make it harmonize. Would you be willing to take back what you just said? Or are you holding steady with it?
I hope he enjoyed his first night in that cell last night, because he's going to have many nights to think about what the fuck he did.
Hey, listen, Melo, let me tell you right now. Don't worry about them Christians when you get in there. When you get up in that joker, it is not going to be quite what you think it's going to be on the bad side. Get yourself up around the Muslim, and they already know. See, in prison you can't have no guns, so they already know you already done warmed up. Matter of fact, you'll be set apart. You'll be at the higher, because you did not break in to Austin's house. You didn't run up on Austin at the after party. Your actions didn't even have anything to do with Austin. These silly ass people out here getting themselves all worked up instead of going back to the beginning. The beginning is like a computer. If you put bad information in the beginning, you're going to get bad information out at the end. Go to the beginning. Karmelo said absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. It is your son that left out of his box, came into Karmelo's box, and put hands on him, and you trying to dictate the outcome. I'm not saying, listen. Even going back to this question right here. Why did Karmelo have a knife? It wasn't against the law. Policy doesn't have the force of law. It's not law. And if somebody ignore it, it's not breaking the law. You hear what I said? Why Karmelo had the knife could have been several reasons. Anywhere from being a young man, I don't know, I just can't imagine why everybody just keep. He wasn't walking around with an AR. A 45, a Draco. He didn't have no ammunition. He didn't have nothing set up for no war. He got snacks. Fruit. I heard one brother say he could have been using that knife to got doggone peel the apple. Nevertheless, your son did not have no right to come out of his box where he was safe at, content at. He didn't have no business leaving out of his box, going into somebody else's box, and then taking thy hands and placing them upon somebody's body. yes, I would feel what I would feel, but I'm truthful. I've already been battle tested. There was an event that's personal. Had my family member not did what they did, they would still be here. They got out of their box, attempting to step into somebody else's box. Not trying to do bodily harm. I'm finna beat this boy to a pulp. I'm finna kill him. I'm finna drag him. I'm finna stab him. He shouldn't have went into that boy's box. And when he did, he never thought it would cost him his life. You leave out of your box and go into someone else's box and put your hands on them. If you're willing to put it all on the line because somebody's hovering up under a public tent and everybody's in agreement how bad the weather was, and y'all so Christian, he should have been invited in. Given a nice warm towel if there was one available. No. Somebody trying to play tough ass just like somebody up on here right now trying to talk tough. Like they really on shit and not. We'll need a whole nother breakdown because the boy wasn't done right. No, sorry, Bob. Not if you compare it up to some other situations in the state of Texas concerning students, a knife, death. Karmelo's the one that was sitting in his own box. And somebody came into his box. He got 35 years. You got another incident, and I know most of us seen it. I don't give a darn if, okay, let me play y'all's game. I don't care if you black, white, polka dot, zebra stripe, rainbow. You saw that video. That boy told people what he was going to do to that kid. As being a kid or a child. Kid is a baby goat. Sorry. And when that boy came in that bathroom, he did just that. How premeditated gonna get you 10 years with a mandatory 2? And Karmelo sitting up here with 35 under this assumption of because he didn't take the stand. Because he didn't take the stand. See, Kazon's truth. He didn't take the stand. Rick Chow didn't take the stand either. Rick Chow did not take the stand. That chump ass son of his, Andy, took the stand. Why didn't Hunter take the stand? Why was he not knocking down everybody trying to get up there, hold his right hand up, and promise to tell the truth and nothing but the truth, so help his God? He's the twin. He's like a extra extension of Austin. They're twins. Most of us don't have no twin. They're twins. Why he didn't take the stand? Because he also knew it would have opened him up for cross-examination. And just maybe, again, by him being 19, 17 when this happened, may have gotten some more information out of what really happened other than this grainy ass damn video they trying to beam in on from across the field. I cannot buy. That's the only video. I can't buy that. We had a track meet. Everybody got phones. Everybody ready to try to catch something on World Star. Also them feeling comfortable. No, they up there talking loud. Should have walked his ass in the rain and went and got somebody of higher authority. Karmelo ran straight to the arms of a coach. And y'all trying to tell me that boy wasn't actually scared? He didn't stab him multiple times. Matter of fact, he thought he had just cut the boy off of him. He even asked, is he okay? That's not, killers don't talk like that. And then you got these buck-toothed Negroes getting their asses up on these damn videos. With their Sambo-ish type style of communication. I read about them in history. Read Woodrow Wilson, The Miseducation of the Negro. I seen one Negro put a video out. Hey, you remember the guy that was jumping up and down? There's no video of that dude being arrested. The one that was jumping up and down in front of the guy with the flag on him. There's no video of him being arrested. There was another guy that was on Jeff Metcalf's side that was out there heckling. Remember, he was laughing, sticking his tongue out, and they were putting them cuffs on him. He's not the same guy that was jumping up. Man, I done heard so many. I got one person that says, I heard one dude on a video with y'all milk toast studying ass. The Europeans, they do as I expect for them to do. The European. They got a long line of history. I ain't knocking that. But when you got a Negro come up here, get these videos and shit mixed up, these cases, and says that Karmelo was prosecuted and found guilty by an ADOS person. And that's not what happened. Neither was he represented. It was negative ADOS. And I do hope that boy come back. And I saw one little move. I'm not even going to say what it was, but it's a major move. Let me see, can I hint it this way? I'm going to just say it this way. I hope that person within their powers will get that move in front of them. I hear what they're saying. I find it hard to believe an ADOS, American Negro, from that community See, they have communities. We don't have a community. We have neighborhoods. Community and neighborhood are two different things. You trying to tell me somebody of Africa, I'm done, not African, I'm sorry. Well, yeah, they like to say African American, about the silliest shit I ever heard. Continent. An Irish American, a French American, they got a home. Then you got these people down here that got double continents. African American. It's laughable. Laughable. I don't care who started it. They were joking then. They sleeping joking now. Putting that to the side though. Jeff Meth, yeah, let's get back to you.
I forgave him so I don't carry the hate and the anger. So I don't get ate up like cancer and kills you from the inside. It's like me drinking poison and hoping it kills you. It doesn't work that way. You gotta let that stuff go or it will kill you. It will eat you up inside. So when people ask me, how can you forgive him? If I didn't, I would have wound up killing him and going to prison myself. That's how stupid people, when you get irrational, because you can't make a good decision if you're emotional.
And then, hey, I ain't even gonna comment on that part.
Emotion and intellect do not mix. If you're emotional, you can't come up with a logical solution. It doesn't work.
Okay, what's the other half?
You have to be level-headed.
Hold on. Let me hold on. I don't normally do this, but I want to get the language right.
You people hang your hat on the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
Lord, here we go.
Let me make one up. Y'all can let me make something racist up so y'all can go viral. I got a new name for Melo.
All right. Just know you doing it with your own tongue, with your own breath. We didn't ask you for this. You at this point willfully and knowingly understand what you're doing.
Because he was such this little boy y'all were trying to portray. How about watermelon felon? How's that one strike you? I hope he enjoyed his first night in that cell last night. Because he's going to have many nights to think about what the
We're coming to get that boy.
fuck he did. I forgave him so I don't carry the hate and the anger. So I don't get ate up like cancer and kills you from the inside. It's like me drinking poison and hoping it kills you. It doesn't work that way. You gotta let that stuff go or it will kill you. It will eat you up inside. So when people ask me, how can you forgive him? If I didn't, I would have wound up killing him and going to prison myself. That's how stupid people, when you get irrational, because you can't make a good decision if you're emotional. Emotion and intellect do not mix.
Hold right there. I stick with the word passionate. Okay, now let him go.
If you're emotional, you can't come up with a logical solution.
Now, you got to give it, if you're intellect, you have to explain what that does to your emotion or lack thereof.
Doesn't work.
He didn't give us that. Okay.
You have to be level-headed. You have to be clear of mind. When you become emotional and you make decisions, things can go very wrong.
Your son got emotional because the young God was up under the tent. He left. He took the keys. He unlocked the knob, the lock to his box. Unlocked it, twisted the knob, opened it up. Stepped outside of his box, locked it. Never thinking that that was going to be the last time he walked out of his box. He left out of that box and entered into Karmelo's box. And he put his hands on Karmelo. If Karmelo and his friends and Karmelo left out of his box, walked into Austin's box, put his hands on Austin, and Austin slung a knife into him, blade, cleat cleaner, apple peeler, compass, it don't matter. Put it in him. I kid you not. You people would be on Karmelo's ass. He wouldn't get any support from Adolf. That's American descendants of slavery. If he would have left out of his box and went down to that boy's box and let himself in and then put his hand on Austin, he wouldn't get no support. There would have been a small few that would have felt what they felt. But that part would have been reviewed, studied, analyzed over and over again. Why did Karmelo, what gave Karmelo the right at a public event, at something the taxpayers of that community pay for, that's including Karmelo's folks too? Why would Karmelo go down and go in that boy's box and put his hands on that boy? Karmelo shouldn't have did that. It wouldn't even have mattered what Austin would have did to Karmelo because he did that. That would even be on the table. But yet you're trying to make people feel some type of way because they're not willing to skip over A, B, and C to get to D, E, F. They own that part, totally skipping over A, B, and C. That's wrong. And if you have to skip over A, B, and C to win your argument or your position, guess what? You already won. Austin left out of his box, went into Karmelo's box, put his hands on Karmelo, and got unalived. Karmelo went to court. He was tried. He was convicted. He was sentenced and on the prison bus the next day, all within 24 hours. I never seen nothing move so fast. Not even your terrorists. Their due process is a little bit more smoother than that. This boy was not best represented. I knew when I looked at that dude, when I looked at that lawyer they had, there was nothing in me that made me feel like, okay, he in good hands. But at the same time, I already know Benjamin Crump wasn't going to come. He's not a criminal lawyer. That's another thing that be tripping me out with people. Y'all just be popping bubble gum. Don't be knowing what the hell going on. Benjamin Crump can't even come in and handle the appeal process. You better see his Brian Steele got some license there in South Carolina. Oh, I'm sorry. Cancel that. Texas. Oop, I like to made a boo-boo like the rest of them. But I caught mine. Better see his Harvey from over there in Georgia. Keith Adams. Somebody got some love license over there in Texas.
And you better hope there's a way out for you. Because some situations, as we all know, they don't turn out well if you make the wrong choice. Or you could just be in the wrong place at the wrong time in front of the wrong person. And I'm not just talking about Austin. Just visit Chicago for a weekend. How many shootings do they have? And they have gun laws. Woohoo! How's that working out for you guys? If you told me after 9/11 that New York would have a Muslim mayor in a sanctuary city, I would tell you you're crazy, because we were all gung-ho, USA, all the way, patriotic, love my country. And now look where we're at. How do we get there?
What? You say this the Negro? Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm not getting your comparison. Although that was some sad stuff that be going down in Chicago. But one of them babies said something back around 2013. 2012, 2013. I ain't gonna lie. It made me outright tear up. Tell you something else that bothered me about it. Chicago. 80% of them family actually comes from Mississippi. Your interstates that end with a 5, 95, 85, 65, 55. Most 5s travel north and south. Most 0s, I-10, I-20, they run east and west. So if, or I should say it this way, a lot of people, especially after Booker T. Washington gave that dreadful speech at that Atlanta convention that year, it was the second mass exodus from the South to the North. The South had one part from South to South. That was right after the Civil War. Thousands of mothers and what could have been widows set off to go look for their husbands and children, and vice versa. Even though it was a lot more dangerous for the males, the brothers, after the Civil War, it was a mass exodus amongst the South. I don't hear that many people talk about that. I guess in order to talk about it, it will open up some doors to some other conversation. But that mass exodus from the South to the South, spreading around the South, looking for those loved ones that had been sold, traded, and in some cases ran away. Then there was the North-South exodus, where my people left the South. My people did. People that look up Dr. James Oliver Horton will come up to Newark, New Jersey. I was also born in New Jersey. My mother was born in New Jersey. But Dr. James Oliver's parents, my grandmother, as well as my grandfather, our family was from North Carolina. They migrated from North Carolina for various reasons. But if you pay close attention to when they did, in those mass numbers, you would match it up. And then the rest of it will just be me classroom teaching of the attitudes and the spirit of our people. After God dang on watch Booker T got through talking that talk. And my people had done had enough. People act like we can't get fed up. And to address the Chicago issue, a young man about back around 2013, he said it. And that's my politics. Reparations. My people would not be going through not nearly what we're going through had United States gave us our reparations, kept us locked in a protected class, respect the 14th Amendment belonging to us and us only, not all these other immigrants, Mr. and Mrs. Democrats. Oh man, I wish y'all knew the history.
Who's responsible for our youth?
Amber Geiger walked up into an apartment after she got through drinking around with a married man. She get back to her apartment. She confused on what floor she live on. Oh, I still think it was so much to that story than her just walking in due to him not quite, I kind of get it. I don't know. Hey, them people with them badges that are them straight up. You can have a badge and be a racist. I can deal with you. Because if you got to follow the law and I have to follow the law and I ain't done nothing, the law should prevail on my side. It should. You got one of them jokers that's a racist and he ready to kill and he got a badge. That's one of the most dangerous things here in America to our people and their community.
Who? They're the leaders of tomorrow. What are you doing to prepare them? How are you teaching them? What are you showing them? When you act out and your kids see you, they think that's an appropriate behavior. They assume it's okay because mommy and daddy do it. All you people out there, all your little bots, all your little phone calls, all your death threats, and who's that big fag dude from Arizona? Lady Gaga.
Uh-oh. Now, if I said something, if one of them Sambo Negroes said something, what you just said out your mouth, their camera time would be over with. But you good, though. You're European American. You under the status of white. Ain't nobody gonna bother. They're gonna say you was upset.
Gag on something. I don't know his name. Mr. Tough Guy talks big shit like he's gonna come find me. Oh, Gene Jeff. Guess what? Go suck a dick, dude. That's your favorite hobby.
Oh, my goodness gracious almighty. Oh, goodness gracious almighty. Hold on 1 second. Wait 1 second.
Tippy Billions, you look like a fucking water buffalo. We're gonna start hurling insults. We can go back and forth. But here's the deal. I'm not gonna engage, bro.
You already have. You see what I'm saying? Man, look, them Europeans be, hey, them tight right there. Not all. Not all. It's some Europeans that know the truth. Know we owe to do our reparations. And they can't do anything. The move has to be made on us. We can't get to that part because we have to take times out of our lives and literally, intellectually too, assassinate some of these Sambo Negroes. Skipping over A and B and C and then going, boy, they need to stop. They need to stop.
I'm going to give you a little taste and that's it. I'm done. Because you know what? You're not worth the sweat off my fucking balls. You don't live rent free in my head. You don't get a second of me at all.
He is free in your head. Listen at you. Listen at you. You ain't no longer talking about your son. Hell, you're not even talking about Karmelo. Right at this moment, you portraying like you really want some smoke. That's a telltale sign, Jeff.
You want to find me? You know where to find me. You think I'm scared? Underestimate me. That'll be fun. I'm not some tough guy, dude. Nah. I'm a real guy. You want to fuck around and find out, as y'all say?
Who is y'all? Who is this y'all?
If you feel froggy, jump. I'm going to tell you right now, you're not going to like the landing.
Now, if he came out of his box and came into your box, that would be worse than with the situation your son was in. You just gave an invitation and sent out a key. You emailed, you social media out a key to your box. If he was to oblige it and come into your box, everybody will say he dead ass wrong, even though you the one. You know what I'm saying? Karmelo, on the other hand, ain't invite Austin into his box. He ain't say nothing to that dude. Austin came out of his box, putting on, showing out. It wouldn't surprise me a bit if it comes out or had it came out from the way Hunter was looking. He started the shit. I know. I used to have it out with two twin brothers. One of them was ruthless. The other one, you could kind of talk to him. But because that was his brother, at the end of the day, you know the rest of the story.
I have God on my side. I fear nothing. I can walk through the valley of death. I don't give a shit. I have the protection of God's armor.
That's what I'm saying. That's how a lot, man. So you think you do know how it feels? Okay.
My statement that I didn't fully get to read because it was censored. Sweet. One second. Okay. So I was saying I had written this and made a video. Where's the video? That I wanted played. And they said that you could play it, but you couldn't have any audio, which irritated me. Then
Beat money.
Hey, Jinx. Can you bring up the video? And okay.
Yo, K.
Beat money.
Yo, K. I think it's time for us to get off this video. My ending conclusion is Karmelo was sitting in his box. Austin came out his box, went into Karmelo's box, and put his hands on Karmelo. If Karmelo was there with his twin brother and friends, left out of his box, went down to Austin's box, went into Austin's box, and put his hands on him, I have a sneaky suspicion that had the roles been changed around and Karmelo was the one deceased, y'all would have said Karmelo got just what he was asking for, because you don't go looking for trouble. I don't know where that done came out, the logic. You don't leave out your box and go into somebody else's box and put your hands on them and then think you're going to regulate the rules of engagement. We tell our kid, mind your business. Don't be putting your hands on nobody. Don't be starting no shit. That's all the way around the board. That's mom and dad's house, single mom house, single dad house. Now, as you can see in America, sometimes it don't play out like that. That's why I'm a reparationist. I would love to see the mothers have the opportunity to be ready, available, if not full intake on the schooling of the children. A community thing. Mothers of the hood, if you will. The brothers, they're not being forced to compete against the government. We'll give you food stamps. We'll give you they used to give out an electrical check, cash assistance, Medicaid for you and the child, housing. We'll give you all of that. If you do one favor, keep that mail outside the house. That's you, Jeff. That's you. Karmelo, on the other hand, came from a mom and dad home. I think the boy really did get scared. I think it caught him so far off guard. And again, the whole questioning of this, that had little to do with the start of Austin coming out of his box in the Karmelo's box and putting his hands on it. Two, I want to tell you, Karmelo, as far as I'm concerned, you still have the right to remain silent. Pay these Negroes no mind, son, that done join in on why you didn't take the stand. They're not saying that to Rick Child. And he had 5 Negroes in the jury. And Cyrus took a shot in the back. Do you know a police officer would have been in more trouble than what Rick Child was in? Especially when that brother, Sean Kemp, read off, not only is it not against the law to chase somebody, under the eyes of the law, you have the right to be wrong. Now listen. K. Zahn will stay right here in Florida. I'd rather go back. I'll go back to Alabama before I go to South Carolina on some shit like that. You know that's some slave made up stuff. You can chase the slave. You can assume he's a runaway. So by law, you can chase him. And in the process of the chase, if you kill him and then come to find out he wasn't a slave, he was a freeman, you still good. Because under the state of South Carolina, you have the right to be wrong. Texas, Karmelo makes the 3rd. The gruesome one was the one that, in my eyes, was premeditated. Forgive me for not having that boy's name. I kind of think I know what it is, but I don't want to be wrong. So I'm going to just take the beating of I've forgotten at this moment. But you know the story. It's not hard to find. That boy told them kids what he was going to do to that other child. And when the next day came and that boy came in that bathroom, he did just what he said he was going to do. He put that blade on that boy every which way but the right way. Premeditated. He got 10 years. Mandatory 2. And if I understand them correctly, although they could be wrong, he already back at home. That wasn't no camp meet. That's physically at school. It's another boy cut and killed a boy at school. 10-year sentence, suspended, probation. Karmelo, in his box, probably getting invited out of the rain through Eddie in his box to have someone to come out their box into his box and put their hands on him. And they came back and said, he meant to do it. He set all of this up. And they keep trying to paint the picture of what, because if they follow up under the law and it says you can't go and start something and claim self-defense. I don't understand how they're skipping over Austin leaving out of his box, going into Karmelo's box. They keep trying to paint this jurisdiction under this tent. Melo, hey, mom, dad, look, it's enough talking heads. I look at the subscribers that they have. They are the big dog. I'm a little bitty blogger. But if some type of way this ever come across your ears, y'all fight for that baby. You got a whole card put up. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Not any of the people, Charleston White, Benjamin Crump, Crockett, Dr. Matthews. No. We ain't talking about none of them. I'm talking about, I don't want to say, but you got a whole card. If it wasn't so, I wouldn't say so. Karmelo's mom and dad, y'all go get that baby. These people out there ever lost their mind. Y'all got had. And there's enough of us that realize it. And it's up to us to do our part. And them buck-toothed Negroes, that's what I said. That's what I said. I said that. Them buck-toothed Negroes that are running around here playing the dozens. Hey, let them sit there. Let them go on ahead on the record. We'll double back around and see what they have to say on the next page. Yeah. Kazon's Truth. My name is Kazon, and I approve of this messaging. Any questions or concerns, you can reach me, kazon@gmail.com. That'll be Kazon, Kaazon @gmail.com. If you want to support this channel, most importantly, subscribe. Let's get them subscribers up so we can do this thing live. Make sure you hit that like button just to show me you did come through. Share. If you're willing not to skip over A and B, if you hadn't forgotten A and B, share this. Let's go back to the very beginning and then work our way down. And therefore, we'll see what we come up with. That's all I have. Peace.
Beat money.